What up, man? It's your boy Jay Hatch going down, Creative Space Podcast Sound Collective NYC. We are in the Wall Street area. We are in the building with my brother. When I tell you this guy's got more jobs and more hats than Liz in the mall, I'm not exaggerating. Tour drummer, producer for over 100 artists. Every other day he's getting honored by some entity in the Bronx. But he's deserving of it all, man. It's my brother right here. Get up one time for the King, Platinum Boy, his own Amadeus.
Man. I hear the roars. 80,000 people screaming.
What's up, my guy?
My brother.
Everything good?
I'm great. Happy to be here with you, King.
I appreciate you taking time out. You're busy.
Absolutely.
Anything for you. Schedule.
Anything for you, my brother.
Thank you, man. So one of the first things I always start off with is, somebody asks you what you did.
Mm-hmm.
What would you tell them?
Sure.
I know the list is long, but what would you tell them?
Like music-wise, like record-wise, or just in general?
You give me like a 30-second elevator pitch or something that just kind of gives them your history and
I'll probably say just how you said, multi-platinum music producer, produced for over 100 artists, music director, tour drummer for Trey Songz, a resident drummer, Dre's nightclub, author, motivational speaker, doctor, music educator, King, father. But yeah, you pretty much nailed it. Yeah, as you do always. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because, we'll go to get too involved in the convo, but, we've known each other for quite a while now.
Yes, sir.
You got involved with our I Stand a little bit early on,
Mm-hmm.
always show love, always show support, always really had a keen like way of looking at how other creators could always get better.
Absolutely.
When they took advice from you, they weren't feeling like somebody was like, shitting on them, under who they might end up thinking they are.
Absolutely.
Why do you think it's so important to give that real criticism, at the end of the day, try to uplift them at the same time?
It's not easy, whenever you set out to do anything, whatever goal that is, it takes a lot of hard work, takes a lot of dedication. Sometimes you have someone to show you the way, give you the blueprint of how to do it, the do's, the don'ts. Sometimes you don't, so for me, I kind of came up trying to figure out a lot on my own musically. I was surrounded by a lot of legends and a lot of, people that are influential into my life as music producers and musicians, but I've always wanted to try to figure it out on my own, right? Obviously, it's a lot more harder when you do it that way, because you don't have someone to say, hey, don't watch out, don't go that way, because that's going to happen. Don't, jump over this power hole, because, you're going to run into that hole right there. So for me, fast forward, kind of breaking into the business, getting situated in the business as a musician, because when I met you, I was still kind of in the beginning. I had a few placements, but I wasn't like that guy yet, so I was still learning myself.
Learning yourself, guys.
Mm-hmm. But for me, it's about not allowing others to go through what we went through. You know what I mean? Yeah. If we are where we are today and we've been blessed to make it to the space that we're in, and we can, turn around and say, hey, everybody, I know you want to go this way. Right now you're moving in this direction, but I would not do that. I would go here. It doesn't take anything away from us. It doesn't harm us in any way. It doesn't stop any opportunities or doors from opening. Honestly, I feel like it increases it when you give and you be a blessing to others, and God allows that to come around full circle.
Yeah. And honestly, not every bit of advice is gonna, pertain to that one individual.
Right.
I might hear one piece and be like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we only hear a certain amount of music. We only see a certain amount of their grind. We don't know 100% what they're really doing. So when you were going to these events and you were seeing, people invest in themselves, people really taking this feedback to heart and really learning and getting better, and then seeing them come back again.
Yeah, man.
Like, how does that make you feel, just knowing that there's a generation of, music creators out there that are still hungry?
Yeah, it's dope, because you can take feedback in a negative way. Sometimes you can feel like you have all of the answers, you know what it is. Maybe you're musically inclined, you went to school, got a degree in it, and looking at me who didn't go to school, like, man, you just figured it out. I really know this. It's A sharp. Like, it's like, it's B, it's E. I can't quote, notes, but it's a feeling, and I can create based off of vibe and energy. So when people take, my words of advice, and again, I'm not perfect, no one in the world is, but I'll speak for me. So even if I do give some kind of advice, it's not like, okay, if you don't follow that, you don't win. Like, I'm just, at the end of the day, you have me there as a judge to give my opinion and my feedback and what I think.
Right.
Not that it matters in regards to your success. So when you do see those individuals listen, take in what you share, apply that, and then come back, and compete and have a whole different type of style and technique, and they took advantage of what you said, and you hear it, and then it's even crazier when they win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a dope feeling, man.
It's even crazier when they win, not just surprise, but like somewhere down the line, they're
placements and
collaborated with somebody bigger, or got placements, or sync, or TV or film, or whatnot.
Yeah.
You've been on this journey for a long time. You started music at an early age. We've talked about that before. The church side.
Absolutely.
You going out there and kind of learning a lot of the things yourself, business wise. How to build the relationships and whatnot.
Absolutely.
You've always been really genuine person when it came to relationships. Because again, like, I feel like when you're in the room with everybody, you kind of put yourself on their level more so than try to get them to your level.
Correct.
Because you're just trying to understand them and trying to figure out what their mindset is.
Right.
So when it comes to those relationships that you've been able to build, how do you, or what type of advice can you give some of these newer creatives to like build genuine relationships in the game that'll eventually, hopefully, lead to greater things?
I think it's about understanding who you are, where you want to go, understanding who's where you want to be, or who plays a part in where you want to go, right? And then, like you said, developing a genuine relationship. At the end of the day, I think on both sides, we both know we want something or need something from one another. And that's okay, right? But when you present it in a real and honest and genuine way, and it's not like coming to me with your hands out and you're not, it's like you're taking but you're not giving, right? So it's about being genuine and honest and just being passionate about what you do. People can see passion. People can see honesty, and then people can see when it's not. People can see when, okay, this person is here. He's only talking to me because he's trying to get on this album. I mean, it's my role to get him on this album because I'm an A&R or I'm a manager or if I'm a whatever, producer, whatever. And you may have heat and I may get you on that album. And then based off of what you build, that'll be where it ends. Versus, you know what, Amadeus is a really good dude. What you doing tomorrow, Amadeus? I'm gonna be at this bar over here. I'm gonna be at this club. You'll pop up on me. I got one more tour with so-and-so. Come to the studio. And it's not even to play music. It's just, come hang out in the VIP. Come hang out in the dressing room. And then that creates a whole different thing because yes, we're there to work on music, but now we start building in a different way and it gets comfortable. And now instead of conversation only being about an album or about a placement, how's your son doing? Oh, no, I already started college. Or, and then it turns into happy birthday. Happy birthday to your mom. That's what your mom turns into a different thing. And that makes it more enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause there's always bad intentions. I think a lot of times people, their initial intention is to like get everything out. Because they think that might be the only time they have a chance to have a real conversation with you. True.
I be trying to be mindful of that.
So it's like, so in my mind, I think like, okay, what could they do to have that second conversation or that third, or it turning into more of a personal thing? And I think, there's been so many producers that have come into these shows that'll like, they'll come in and it's like just, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And then there's people that are like a Spice Productions, right? He'll come in and he'll just fish out his Spice. Like he'll come in and just be a genuine person.
Yeah.
Being that he has a service provider with mixing, he throws that out there a lot as well. Like, hey, I would love to work with you. I mix if you want to send me some records to show you.
Yeah.
So it's about creating some leverage these days. But it's also knowing that if we're going to have a conversation, I want it to last as long as it can.
Yeah.
It's about me, it's about us.
Yeah.
How can we benefit from the, knowing each other down the line?
Absolutely.
And even if it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like I've had relationships in the game for 20, 30 years and I've never like said, hey, I need something. Hey, can you do something for me?
Yeah.
But there's always that need or that timing where I might be like, yo, Amadeus, how you doing this week?
Yes.
What's going on?
Yeah.
You got home for 2, you're probably crazy.
Right.
Yeah, but yo, Hash, there's this thing I kind of might need help with. Or I saw you doing something, maybe we should.
Absolutely.
It's like, I just feel like it's the real ones, each one teach one.
Absolutely.
So, Speaking about relationships, I'm sure there's a bunch of like key ones, but who are some of your biggest, I guess, relationship mentors? Who have given you game where you're like, I take this with me every day.
Right.
I live by this.
Definitely my big brother, Steve Suit White. He's in the book. He was the first drummer I saw that looked like me. In school, they show you all of the jazz drummers, and the jazz drummers, didn't look like me. I'm from the hood. I'm from the Bronx.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't too appealing to me. But when I went to, the church and saw him play and saw the whole band, be a bunch of young black brothers, that was really inspiring to me. So, for him and just my youth, that whole developing into a producer as a musician, he played a really major role and part in that. From the production side, Buck Wild, of course, which we shared numerous times, Derek D. Angeletti, who else, man? A lot of influences. For those, I would say all three of them were hands-on pause. But like other people that played a part from afar, Rodney Jergens, Kanye, Just Blaze, until they got to that point where, they became colleagues and they became, I wouldn't say friends, but brotherhood in regards to the producer world, and then once I started really getting in the mix, Mario Winans and, and Chucky Thompson, rest in peace, Chucky, and, the different Bad Boy Hitman produced, Stevie J, all of the dudes that I grew up admiring and wanting to be like, or now I'm surrounded by, these individuals, man. So definitely, those, I'm pretty sure I'm leaving out a few. Heavy D, rest in peace, Heavy D. But yeah, man, those from off the top, those I remember.
There's a lot. You gotta listen to someone, man. You gotta listen to someone. Thinking about relationship again from a different perspective. When you work with an artist, that's obviously the start of a relationship,
right? Yeah. How
do you break past some of that ice at first when you get in the room with somebody? I know sometimes it's about creating from scratch. Sometimes it might be, I got a clip already loaded.
Yeah.
Third time it might be like, hey, I got these ideas. The artist comes in. How do you break the ice?
So for me, and when I share this, people are like, huh? I've never really produced or created in the room with the artist. It was always, I've kind of always come to the table with the track's already done. And that's from the beginning of my career. Every time I would go into the studio to try to create on site, it was never my strongest work.
Okay.
I know Puff got a lot going on. Shout out to Puff, prayers up to Puff. So situation. But I remember when he used to come over to Daddy's house, put me in, the MIDI room for a week, and I'll be in there and just creating tracks, and we'll be done and play it for him. And even when we play it for him, I'm like, this ain't it.
Yeah.
And I know I gotta play it what I made. Was it a confidence
thing, or was it
I think it was a comfort thing.
Okay.
And mind you, this is where like all of the legends that I look up to have created. Rest in peace, Big and Faith and Mace and 112 and Total and Jay and Busta Rhymes, because Puff would produce for all of these other artists as well. And I would be excited to be there. And Mario is over here, D-Dot is over here. Like Puff would come in, check on everybody. He'd be doing his thing. And it just wouldn't, it'd be cool. And I'll play some of the joints, and then I will go home that next week, and it will be the craziest vibe and energy ever. And it's always been that way. So fast forward with artists, I would always just send the joints. It was a little more personable back in the day,
right,
because they'd say, okay, Fab is in Sony, go pull up, play him some beats. Y'all walk in Sony, Switch is over there, Kanye is over there. Like Pharrell has already did a joint, Timberland's in the room over there, like young Amadeus, surrounded by, like I would tell people all the time, waiting online to play amongst my heroes.
Remember those?
Like, remember that? Like, so that's what it was. So when we fast forward to today and the technology that exists, Pro Tools and everything like that, bro, I ain't been in the studio for like 15 years. Like, and I'll give you another example, Chris Brown, shout out to CB. Me and Chris probably have about 50 records together. I've never seen the inside of the studio with that man.
Wow.
Ever in life. It's always been me sitting packs through, him picking out what he wants. I get a call or, a text from his engineer, hold this, that. A week go by, a month will go by, a year go by. Okay, he wants this, and that. I might hear it when the world hears it. Sometimes I might hear it. He might be like, yo, he wants you to add a bridge right here. He wants you to do this. Then they'll send me the record. Then I hear it. Other than that, I'm hearing it when the world hears it.
Wow.
You know, do I love it? Absolutely no, from the era we're from. But I'm working. And it's like, if it ain't broke.
I was going to say, plus it allows you to free up time to really, you know, get involved in other things you might enjoy.
Absolutely.
Right? So,
absolutely.
But you've always been a collaborator, you know, with people.
Yeah.
You know, Big Shopwood and Grant.
Absolutely, my brothers.
You know, a lot of other people that you've been able to just tap in with, where you feel confident enough to work with them, not having to be in the room either.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you look for, you know, in a collaborator, whether it be a writer or a producer and stuff like that?
It's a feeling.
How are you able to manage all that at the same time too?
It's a feeling. It's a feeling. You know, that's why like when we go up to the showcases and the producers get on the stage and be like, yo, just press play.
Yeah.
It's a feeling where music connects with you.
Right.
You know, if someone was to ask me, what do I like or what do I hear in producers, that it's a feeling. When they press play, it's just about how the music makes me feel.
I'll tell you how it makes it feel. It's when he gets up on the table and he crosses his arms. That's when he knows.
Yeah, you hit him with
you're like, no.
The ugly face.
You're like, no, hold on.
Yo, I used to make hats. Let me look at the camera. I used to make hats so angry because I would be breaking all of the rules. Hatch has his set order, how things go, how many times, how many rounds. Your boy,
play that again.
Yo, play that again. Hatch should be like, Hatch should let it ride. And then it'd be like, I don't know, I couldn't choose. We got to do another round. Then I got the whole room
just like
saying another round. Mind you, we had a whole venue that Hatch is paying for the venue. I'm not thinking about none of that. I'm in there just having a good time, asking for more drinks. Like, nah, they should go another round. Hatch is looking at me like. But yeah, it's just a feeling, man, and it's nothing like, and that's why I had to find you once I saw the platform you guys created. I'm like, yo, they created a producer platform where, and you know, artist showcases happen all the time. That's been happening for decades.
But a
producer showcase,
that
was a different thing, and the vibe that you created, man, was legendary. Which is, you know, probably what we'll be 15, 20 years in. We'll be
2005 was when we started, so next year 20 would have been 20. I Standard alone.
Wow. And that's how long. And how long was I Standard going before we connected?
When we must have met like 2010.
Okay.
So I'm thinking almost 15 years, 14.
That's crazy.
I gotta look back in the archive.
Yeah.
The magical email or text or whatever it was.
Amazing.
Hey, I'm Amadeus. I want to come judge your event.
Out of nowhere.
Like, who are you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
just confident.
Who are you? No, just kidding.
Just confident. Like, right. Yeah, you need me.
You know, the great part about it is like, you know, and this, obviously, I'd like to think we had something to do with it, but there's so much talent that came out of that class.
Oh, yeah.
The S1s,
you had everything to do with it.
You know, Black Metaphor. I mean, these guys were amazing, you know, creators. It was just
but
put them in a position to really see an opportunity to go forward.
That's the key to everything. You can be incredible at home, but at the end of the day, you being incredible at home and in your studio, wherever you're creating at, and you know, those amazing tracks sitting on your hard drive does what? You know, so you bridge the gap between, you allow, you know, those kings to be heard, man. You know, so you're not going to say it, you know, as the humble king that you are, but I can, you know what I mean? And they'll say it as well, where you've created a lot of careers. And it's straight up, and I think it's a beautiful thing, it's a powerful thing, and I pray that for all of the lives you've changed, you've gotten your flowers and your thank yous that's deserved for putting these amazing creatives where they needed to be in order to get their music out and be heard and on these albums and winning Grammys and winning gold and platinum plaques, and it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing.
God's time.
Amen.
Man, you know,
Amen.
At the end of the day, like, I put it up there, then sit on the stage. They took the hits, you know what I'm saying? They let people give them critique, and it's not easy getting up on stage.
About to say it.
You know, it's not easy getting up on stage and letting somebody beat the shit out of your beats when you think
it's
your friends think, and they're like, "Yo, I'm fired. What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
You know, and I've seen so many creative and producers like get that loss and never come back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or get that win and never come back.
Right.
Because they think they made it already.
Wow.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, I'm winning this, I'm winning this. Like, bro, I can put up on that wall all the winners that ever won our showcases, and damn near not one of them got a placement. Damn near not one of them came back.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And like, but I've got another wall
Right.
of all the ones that didn't win, that came back, that got placement,
Right.
built. I mean, look at, big shout to S1. Like, come to the events and grab these producers and sign them up.
Yeah.
Now most of those guys got Grammy.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And again, it was because, somebody like S who believed enough in himself and wasn't so far removed from like the struggle of still finding those opportunities for himself.
Absolutely.
He thought, like, you know what? I'm going to get the people that I enjoy working with, and we're going to do something even larger than myself, to go forward.
Same. Buddha and Grants, Trilogy, all under the umbrella of, I Standard, man. Absolutely.
Crazy.
Absolutely.
Crazy. What about, you've done so much. You're author now. You do speaking engagements, you could do these sit downs and these different, pop-up events for your own brand. Is there something that you haven't done yet that you feel is still kind of like part of the puzzle, Tom and Amadeus?
Yeah, and we've discussed it briefly. I want to kind of hone in on the music directing and the live performance aspect of things. I've always kind of catered to the producers.
Yeah.
But I think I want us to cater more to the musicians and people in regards to building their shows and putting their shows together. Because as a music director, that's my role for Trey Songz, is to build those shows and create those shows and, put the band members together, which are my brothers, obviously. But, that area I feel is an area in a lane that, you and I can really, do some great things in, and just make sure that people understand the concept, understand which song should be first, why it should be first, which song, should be in the middle, which song should you end with, how long of a song you should do, how if you should cut it, verse, hook, just do the hook on that. Like, these are things that artists, musicians sometimes are not thinking of, and there's a lot of gems.
There's nobody to teach them.
Absolutely. So that's definitely an area that I know we can really flourish in.
So you're gonna set up the next Super Bowl performance? Who are you gonna get in? We got Usher last year.
Right, Usher.
Get traded this year, maybe? That'd be crazy.
I will, see what happens, man. So, but that's definitely something I would love to do. There's still a lot of artists that I haven't worked with as of yet. That's like bucket list. Rick Ross. I mean, we've performed together from a live aspect. Shout out to Rick Ross at Dre's, and when he did the performance in Atlanta with the orchestra, all black orchestra, that was a phenomenal experience. So shout out to Ross. So Ross, not to make it sound like, it is what it is. Drake, I haven't worked with Drake as of yet. Mario, I'm a huge Mario fan, R&B artist. I'm a huge Mario fan, so he's on my bucket list. Usher's on my bucket list. So there's a lot of artists, and even a lot of the new artists. I like the Baby, I like Little Baby. I like Meg Thee Stallion. And so there's a lot of, I love Jhené Aiko. I just went to see her perform at the Barclays Center, and she is incredible, bro. Like, Party Next Door, I like him. I just recently kind of tapped into the music he's making, and I like the vibe he's on. I like Bryson. So, there's, even though I've produced for over 100 artists, and that's been a great experience and a great thing, there's so much more that I would love to create musically. But then, like you said,
it's not far-fetched, though.
Yeah.
It's not far-fetched.
Definitely not. It's just timing and connection, relationships. But the school thing, though, me walking to these schools and having these conversations with the young kings and the young queens and the teachers, and that has been amazing. And I'm always do music as long as I have breath in my body. But if there was a shift to be made, that would be the shift. That would be more, because I've done a lot, and sometimes you have to look back and think about what your why is. Your why changes throughout life. When I first started, I love it. That's all I want to do. You do it, you get into the thing, now you understand it's a business.
Yeah.
Okay, so now this is how I survive. I have my son here. This is how I, take care and provide for my son and for my family. Then it shifts, now you're older and you're like, do I want to be sitting in the studio all day? Do I want to be sending out packs all day? No. It's a group of kids that's from where I'm from that's struggling right now, that's trying to make it, that's trying to survive. Let me go give them my time, give them my energy. So your why, changes, man. And I'm kind of learning to adapt with that and not fight. Music is why I'm here.
Yeah.
It started it all. It's the true passion. But I feel like we're all blessed with different gifts and different talents, and why not walk in each and every single one of them?
Okay. So, one last question. When it comes to these creatives, what have you seen to be some of the biggest mistakes and faux pas they make in trying to get to the next level for themselves?
I think jumping on the bandwagon, man. And it's something that's always existed, but I feel like it exists even more now, right? Where you see all of the artists coming out today and everybody has now the New Jersey, that New Jersey sound and, everybody is doing the, I'm going blank
drill
right now. Yeah, everybody's doing the drill thing. And I was, in my car just listening to music, and I just had a moment where I'm like, yo, when I first came into this, even before I was even a musician and a producer, even when I was just a fan of hip hop, every artist that I heard, every video that came on Video Music Box, it was a different song. Like completely different. That song, Big didn't sound like Nas, Busta didn't sound like Jeezy, Fab didn't sound like, it was just a whole Wu-Tang. It was just a everybody was trying to focus on being unique. Like, we got a style, we got a sound, this is our vibe. When this comes on, you know who it is. You know what it is off the rip, right? Now, fast forward 2024, you turn on the radio, I don't know who's who, right? There's a song and there's all love and respect. Artist named Jordan. Just found out his name. Has a song Kalani. Bro, I thought that was Kalani.
Yes.
I thought that was Kalani. I thought it was a female. Now, and again, all love, no disrespect. The world thought it was a female. And then I think it came on YouTube one night and I saw the video like 2 days ago and I was like, wait a minute, so that wasn't dope record. I like it. But I thought it was Kalani. I thought it was a female. So I just wish creatives would just do them, man. Do them. Sometimes it's not easy being on an island lonely by yourself, right? But if it's your island and you own it and you over here enjoy it, why try to be like other island? Like why would Nassau, Bahamas, try to be like St. Lucia?
Yeah.
There's only one St. Lucia, there's only one Bahamas. And everybody in each island is unique in its own. So why shouldn't it be like that creatively? Where it's like, I know it's a scary place, it's a vulnerable place to be, but to me, I've always wanted to make sure that I create a sound, and not one sound, various sounds, which is why I've worked with so many different artists and so many different genres. I've always wanted to confuse the listener. Like, I don't ever want, it's not a shot to people who have a sound. I never wanted you to know it was me. I've always wanted to shock you. Like, okay, you did this little more record? Okay, cool. Okay, let's listen to the Keisha Cole album. Oh, that's Amadeus. I did that one. Even the joints for Chris. We got EDM joints. We got R&B. We got hip hop. We got trap. I've always wanted to confuse the listener to show you how creative I can possibly be. So for the creators out there, challenge. Be you, man. There's only one you in the world. When you look at your hands, if you look at your hands, I'm the only person in the world with these fingerprints, and so are you. So if God allowed us to be created in that special way, why not share those special and unique gifts with the world instead of me looking at you winning? Like, it's okay to be motivated and inspired by you winning, but I shouldn't want to be Jay Hatch. I should say, wow, Jay Hatch made this sound, he made that, that's fire. Let me see what I can make to go against that or to top that or to sound better than that. Not like better than. And it's not even like trying to compete, but it is, but
it's
more so a positive influence.
Yeah.
All
right, cool. My brother. Is in the building.
Yes, sir.
Sound Click of NYC. We here, man. Creative Space Podcast, episode 6 with Amadeus. Make sure you tap in with us. We're all over the place. IG, YouTube. Got a bunch of great information up there. Make sure you get your jewelry, and come be a part of the movement.
Yes, sir.
Creative Space. We out.